Welcome to Week 8. This will cover February 19th to February 23rd. Before we get into the trades, I have some notes I wanted to share. I went back to watch some of my older videos and I realized I wouldn't want to watch this. How I edited it previously isn't very engaging. You'd have to watch all the trades play out in the video, then I talk about the trades. If there were a few trades per day, the entire video could be up to 30 minutes long. I've decided to take screenshots of the trades each day and talk about each one. This should speed up the video and make it more engaging. So now you'll see my trades for the day, then I'll have a short recap at the end of each day. Finally, I'll have a recap for the entire week. And a quick reminder that all the trades you're about to see are on my simulation account. The goal is to adhere to a strategy and then take it to the top step combine. For my first trade of the day, I went long with my bracket order. When I was waiting to enter, I was thinking that there doesn't seem to be much volume. The price hit my stop loss and I was down 10 points for the day. Then I realized it was President's Day and I felt like a fool. One of my strategy rules is that I don't trade on holidays. I ended trading for the day after I figured out it was President's Day. A loss of 10 points isn't awful, but it still stings because I could have avoided it. For my first trade, I entered very late. I was distracted and not watching the chart. If I entered when I was supposed to, the trade would have hit my take profit nearly immediately. I went long with my bracket order of 15 points take profit and 10 point stop loss. The price reversed and hit my stop loss. It's a disappointing trade because it's my fault for not entering when I was supposed to. For my second trade, I was paying attention this time and entered when my strategy specified. Unfortunately, as soon as I entered short, the price reversed and hit my stop loss. I guess it would have been stopped out anyway because price didn't get close to my take profit at all and chopped back up to the stop loss again. After that second trade failed, I hit my daily maximum loss of 20 points, so I ended for the day. Again, I feel slightly disappointed in my first trade as it would have been a win if I was paying attention and I would still be above my daily loss limit. For the first trade of the day, I entered long when I was supposed to. I learned from my previous mistakes and I paid attention to the charts this time. I entered with a bracket order of 15 point take profit and 10 point stop loss. I should say in the 5 minutes or so before this trade, I was really tempted to trade the little range that I saw. I'm glad I didn't because I would have been stopped out immediately at the point I wanted to go short. After about 5 minutes after I entered, the trade hit my take profit for 15 points. For my second trade, I entered long again with my bracket order. Though my strategy set to enter, I wasn't feeling very confident that I was going to hit my take profit. The take profit was a point or two above the previous peak, so price would have had to break a recent high. Price reversed and hit my stop loss for a 10-point loss. It seems like I was correct about what was going to happen, though I've already learned my intuition is incorrect more than it is correct. For trade number 3, I entered according to my strategy. I went short with my bracket order. The trade immediately went my direction and hit my take profit for 15 points. It took about 20 seconds from open to close. For my fourth trade, I entered long with my bracket order when my strategy specified. I was tempted to enter earlier as it seemed like it was breaking out of a range, but I was able to convince myself to stick to the strategy. Price got within a few points of my take profit, then reversed pretty quickly and hit the stop loss. It reversed so quickly that there was slippage on my stop loss. I also couldn't react fast enough for a fifth trade, but I suppose I got lucky in missing the entry because that also would have been stopped out pretty quickly. For my fifth trade, I entered long with a bracket order. I had the same confidence for this trade as I did for my second trade. The take profit for this trade was slightly above the previous peak, and I wasn't confident price was going to reach the take profit. Whether this trade was going to be a win or a loss, it was going to be my last trade for the day. The price got within a couple points of the take profit twice, then reversed slowly to the stop loss for a loss. I ended the day after this trade. I was wondering if I should have ended trading for the day after I had the 2 wins and 1 loss. My strategy is a little bit vague on this detail, so I'll need to backtest real quick and crunch some numbers. At the end of the day, I was feeling okay. I followed my strategy for the whole day, but I ended up red. For the first trade of the day, I went long according to my strategy. I was paying attention to the charts, so I wasn't late on my entry. I entered with my standard bracket order of a 15-point take profit and a 10-point stop loss. price initially went my way, then reversed back and hit my stop loss. The entry for my second trade presented itself soon after my first trade closed. I entered long with my bracket order again. The price continued to go up and hit my take profit for 15 points. For my third trade, I went short with my bracket order. I nearly missed the entry because I was distracted, though perhaps it would have been better to miss the entry because price reversed as soon as I entered. I hit my stop loss pretty quickly. For my fourth trade, I went short again with my bracket order. Just like the third trade, once I entered, price immediately reversed and hit my 10-point stop loss. After the fourth trade closed, I was done for the day. Another loss would have put me past my maximum daily loss of 20 points. Some days the strategy doesn't work, and that's okay. For my first trade, I went short with my bracket order, the 15-point take profit and 10-point stop loss. The entry signal presented itself as soon as I logged in. The price pulled back a little bit, making me nervous, but I let the trade play out, as it soon went in my favor and hit my take profit about 4 minutes later. For the second trade, I entered short with my bracket order as soon as my entry's signal revealed itself. Unfortunately, it seemed I entered on a reversal because price went my way for a bit, then reversed on me and went straight to my stop loss. Price continued upwards past the previous level. For my third trade, I went long with my bracket order according to my strategy. The price did not go my way and hit my stop loss for 10 points. This put me down on the day negative 5 points. I'd be able to handle one more loss before I hit my maximum daily stop loss. For trade number 4, I entered long again with my bracket order. The price continued to climb until it hit my take profit for 15 points. After this trade, I was up 10 points for the day. For trade number 5, I entered long with my bracket order. Before this trade, I missed 2 entry signals because I was distracted. Lucky for me, those 2 trades would have hit my stop loss. Unlucky for me, I seemed to have entered at the peak because the price hit my stop loss. At this point of the session, I was at 0 points on the day. I decided to end trading for the day as to not overtrade or get emotional. I suppose break even is better than a losing day. So here is the recap for week 8, February 19th to February 23rd. I had 5 wins and 12 losses. The average win was 15 points and the average loss was about 10 points. I ended the week with a net loss of 51 points. This was a bit rough, but I followed my strategy. I did notice that there are some holes in my strategy that I need to address, things like overtrading and more specific criteria on when to stop for the day. I do have the maximum daily loss, but nothing that addresses when I'm up for the day. I've also been developing a strategy on the side that I think matches better. It addresses some of the holes that I have in this strategy. Thanks for joining me.